All right. Hey, Mem.
Hello.
Alrighty. So we are looking at some Hanzo gameplay. Very good. Hanzo. Love Hanzo.
I love me some Hanzo.
Love me some Hanzo. All right. So I know you just said that you do not remember this game at all. All right.
No.
But do you have any, general questions or concerns with your Hanzo gameplay in general, or?
Um, Not really. I think storm arrow usage is definitely something to look at, but I think
Okay.
that's really, really hard to get down as like as good as I want to get it down.
Okay. I don't think personally I've seen too much of a problem when it comes to the storm arrow usage in this game. I mean, we can probably look a little bit heavier into it if need be, but I don't necessarily think that was too bad. What I want to talk about mostly is positioning, and most importantly, I want to talk more along the lines of the strategic aspect of your positioning, right? Ooh,
Yeah.
strategy. Yay.
Okay, I could see. I was a little autopiloted this game,
Okay.
probably,
Okay.
and also my Hanzo positioning is pretty much vibes based at this point. So
Okay. All right. All right. Let's. Okay. Sure. I understand
I've
that.
also only been playing Sojourn recently too, so
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be a little rusty.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. But again, what we want to focus on mainly when it comes to your Hanzo positioning in particular is what the goal that we were trying to optimize for is we are trying to give you as many options and opportunities to deal damage and apply pressure to the enemy as possible while limiting the same exact options to the enemy from the enemy, right?
Okay.
This game is a lot like chess, right? And any strategy game can be boiled down to being chess-like, but I think this one in particular is very chess-like because of the fact that all of the players are kind of different pieces and they're in different
Yeah.
positions on the board. Um, do you play chess by any chance?
No, but I've watched a lot of chess stuff. I mean, not a lot. I know chess. I
Okay.
understand it
All right. So you at least know about controlling the center, right?
vaguely.
Okay. Do you have any idea as to why controlling the center in chess is so important?
Um, Let me think for a second. No, I don't.
Okay. Let me try to explain it. Oh, this is kind of this is gonna be this is gonna be funny.
Ooh.
This is gonna be fun. All right. I okay. Okay. We trying this.
All right.
Okay. Does this work? That is not what I wanted to do. Let us do this instead. Right? Okay.
What's happening?
And it's not working. No.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
What's
Whatever.
not working?
My pen isn't working.
Oh.
I have
Are you on
to go and fix
borderless?
that. Huh? Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
on
on borderless?
borderless. Yeah, I'm on
Oh, that's
borderless.
just now. Okay.
Okay,
That's odd.
but my pen is working here in this regard on my mouse, so we can just look at it that way in terms of the mouse. And oh, let me just
Oh,
fix
it's
it
because you're
on
streaming
OBS.
Overwatch. I can't see it because.
Yep, no, there it is. I just fixed it on OBS. Okay.
Okay, I see it now. I see
All
it.
right. Okay, this is gonna be a bit scuffed, but we're gonna do this. All right. So let's say that the board is I don't know, maybe like this is like the edge of the board here, and like this is the edge of the board here,
Okay.
right? What's your favorite chess piece?
Ooh, the knight.
The knight. I knew you were gonna say the knight. Okay. So let's say I put the knight right down here. I'm gonna draw a
Mhm.
little horse head.
Okay.
My artistic skills are immaculate. I know.
They are. They really are.
Right. Little, give him some ears or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take our horse guy, right? Our knight over
Hmm.
here. In shining armor. Let me ask you this question. How many spaces can this knight move now?
2.
2.
Or like
right?
2 did
Yeah.
2.
Like this space over here. Oh my goodness, can I... Yep. This space over here and this space over here, right?
Yep.
So there's 2 different spaces that the knight can move, or 2 different options for the knight to be able to move in a certain position, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right? So now, let's take our knight and place it here. That is me drawing the letter P.
Okay.
It's not scuffed at all. I guarantee you, not scuffed.
Okay, there
Okay,
you go.
it's a little angry now.
It's good enough. It's good enough.
It's
good
angry now. Okay, how many spaces now can it move to?
enough. 8.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's kind of scuffed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So
Yep.
just from the knight moving from a corner position up to a position more towards the center, you've drastically increased the number of options this knight has to be able to attack pieces, right? Or defend
Yep.
pieces, essentially. This is why controlling the center in chess is extremely important, right?
Okay.
It's now, when it comes to taking a piece, if a knight really wants to take a piece, right, and it is in one of the squares that a knight can take that piece, there's no dice roll, there's no mechanical skill requirement, there's nothing like that. If the knight wants to take a piece, it just jumps in and takes the piece, right?
Yeah.
Now, but the problem, so you can essentially kind of just say, oh, well, then a knight at the edge of the board has about just the same amount of power as a knight in the center, right? Because it can still do the exact same thing, but this can do the exact same thing when it's in the center of the board, no matter what the circumstance is. Mm-hmm. It has a whole lot more adaptability to a whole lot more circumstances, and that allows it to be extremely powerful in multiple different situations as opposed to just one, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I don't want to get too deep into the game theory of this, but
Okay.
a lot of the reason in terms of... Actually, you know what? Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What do you think makes a decision risky?
What makes a decision risky?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm overthinking it because I'm thinking of specifics like, oh, do they have the range advantage? What's your range? Whatever, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. But I don't think you're overthinking it. I think you're in the right ballpark there. You're getting closer.
Would it be the proximity to other options?
To what kind of other options?
So, like, for example, helping your team or like being active in a team fight.
Right. Okay. So it's risky in terms... Are you saying that it's risky in terms of options that you're kind of minimizing?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. You're risking losing out on opportunities. That's definitely a big one, right? Mm-hmm. But let's talk a little bit mainly about something else. What kind of decision would you consider to be a risky decision?
Doing a far flank on the left on this map, for example.
Yeah, let's look at it. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. Bye, horse.
Oh, rest in peace, horse.
Rest in peace, horse. Okay. So far flank on the left of the map, you said. Wait, right? Left,
Yep.
right. Okay, dyslexia. Okay. Like left of the map over here?
And then you keep going left. I'm saying like for like later.
Oh, yeah, like
a deep flank like this. This is a really risky play to me. Same thing with on the right side though, but that's for a different reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why would you consider this risky? What reasons? Let's list them off.
This left flank is risky to me because just because it takes so long. Mm-hmm. And you're so split from everyone.
What is being split from everyone? How does that make you risky? How does that make it risky?
You can't help them. You can't get help from them. It takes you time. So the longer you're split, the less likely they're going to be able to win a fight without you.
Which is true. Yeah, and that's kind of going on to your first thing where it's like, okay, you're giving up other opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. But kind of counter to that, why is this risky for you to take a giant flank like this? Let's put on our thinking caps here.
Like for Hanzo specifically?
Or even if you're not playing Hanzo, right? Anyone over here. Why would being over here be risky?
You're isolated.
Right. And what is the risk of being isolated?
They can just kill you.
They can just kill you. Why wouldn't they be able to kill you or kill you as much if you were with your team over here?
Because your team can support you. Your team can peel you.
Right. Your team can support you, right? So your team has the option and the opportunity to support you. Right here, going over here, your team no longer has the option or opportunity to support you. So that gives the enemy a lot more options and opportunities to do what?
Kill you.
Kill you, right? Now, is that more of like an RNG situation? Are you rolling the dice to see, oh, did the enemy team kill me this time?
No.
No. It's dependent on what options the enemy team decides, right? Versus the options that you decide. Now, is there an RNG aspect to this? Yes, definitely. If the enemy team misses all of their shots, then that's one thing. If you miss all of your shots, that's another thing. But apart from that, in a more strategic sense, right? What makes something risky, a decision risky, is the existence of a large number of failure states, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, what makes a decision safe is minimizing the number of failure states. But you're also trying to maximize success states, right? Now, let me ask you this. There's kind of two different kind of things. Like imagine this. Imagine you go and you're positioning like up here, for example, and you got to pick on an area, right? Is that a positive trade for you?
Yes.
Right. What happens if you're back here and you kill 3 or 4 people? Is that a positive trade for you?
Yes.
Right. Are both of those trades enough to be able to win you the fight or start consistently winning you the fight in long term?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, less on the one pick.
Yeah, less, right?
But still, yes.
But still, yes. And that's kind of the big picture, the big idea, right? This is still good. This is more good, but this is still also good. Now, if we're talking about failure states, how many opportunities, let's talk, just looking at these different positions here, is there significantly more opportunities for failure back here than there is for opportunities for failure over here?
Yeah.
Exactly, a lot more. So you want to try to balance that, but that doesn't necessarily inherently mean that either decision is bad. You want to know what makes a bad decision? And
No decision.
Right. No decision, sure. Yeah, definitely that no decision can be a bad decision at sometimes, right? But what really makes a bad decision is the existence, there's no existence of success states, right? Or it's the existence of states that are always 100% of the time going to be superior, right?
Okay.
Right. So if you're playing Hanzo and you're over here at this range, this feels, pretty decent into a Roadhog, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that it would be a bad decision to stand right in front of this Roadhog's face?
Yeah, generally.
Exactly. It would be a pretty bad decision, but it's not necessarily a bad decision because of the fact that, this doesn't do anything for you, because it's not true. I mean, if you're in a situation where he has no hook and you have Storm Arrow, right? Or even if he does have hook, if you have Storm Arrow, you can still do significant amounts of damage, and there's still a chance that you can dodge the hook, right? But over here, if you're over here, you get pretty much yeah.
You got a way better
chance
killing me if I'm close to him.
Exactly. He's way better chance of killing you. And also, if you're over here, you pretty much can do the exact same thing without the major significant risks added onto it, right? So this is the key thing here as to what we want to do, especially when it comes to our strategic decisions in anything, or, in terms of our positioning, right? What we want to do is we want to maximize these states where we can, have advantages over the enemy, and minimize the opportunities that the enemy have into us, right?
Okay.
When that comes to positioning, however, it kind of can get a little bit complicated because a lot of the time we're balancing so many different types of variables that it's a little bit hard. There are ways of simplifying the answer, which we will be going over, but at the same time, this is kind of the way that you want to think about your decisions. And this hopefully will start to make sense in terms of the types of decisions that you make and recognizing when certain decisions aren't necessarily as good as you think they are. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, looking at this angle right now, what do you think about this in terms of your opportunities to deal damage to the enemy?
Let me look deeper. I think I gotta get out of the cover a little bit before I can. It's not super good. I can shoot tank consistently, and I can kind of peek the high ground.
Yeah.
But it's really hard for me to hit anyone just because it's so enclosed.
Okay, but you can at least shoot tank, and you can at least clear high ground. Not necessarily to a significant degree, but we've already overcome that barrier of can, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now, what can the enemy realistically do to you here?
Freya can poke me, kind of.
Kind of, though. But that's it. That's it. Can you deal with this to, a decent degree?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in terms of the options that you've given the enemy team, you haven't given them much. But you have enough to be able to do something with it, right? Especially if you just kind of walk a little bit outside of the LOS of the Freya and start pumping a whole bunch of pressure into the Roadhog, that essentially blocks off the Freya's ability to shoot you. What would the Freya have to do in order to be able to shoot you?
She can't really do anything. She'd have to walk up and be dumb and die.
Yeah, she'd have to walk up and be dumb and die. Exactly, right? She'd have to make another positional commitment or a small rotation, even if it is small, and put herself at a more significant risk in order to be able to do the exact same things to you. Right.
And then she can't shoot anyone else on my team. Right.
And this is great. This is an advantageous state. We found an advantageous state in the game. This is good. This is strong. You're using the advantages that are, provided to you to be able to, apply this pressure to the enemy team safely. Now, what advantages specifically are those that give you this opportunity?
What do you mean? Wait, can you re-say that?
Right. Like, you have a situation where you have an advantage that you have against the enemy because you can apply a lot more pressure to them than they can comfortably apply to you. What is giving you that advantage? What things are giving you that advantage? Cover.
That's my team's positioning.
Your team's positioning as well, and also a little bit more generally.
My range?
Your range, your distance, yeah. But also, is the enemy team able to really push into this space or control? Do they have any control over this space at all?
No.
No, right? So you have the freedom with the free space that you have to be able to set up an angle like this, right? This is something that can give you an advantage, an advantageous state into the enemy, and this is also something that you should be looking for when the enemy has this advantageous state. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping so much, and we're going to start going on a little bit deeper into the review. Okay, we're applying a lot of pressure here, decent pressure here. Decent damage. Okay. All right, now you're taking a whole bunch of damage right now. Are you at an advantageous state?
No.
What changed?
I'm in the open.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of close range.
Mm-hmm.
Not on any high grounds.
Yeah, true. But, mainly it's just, it is the kind of like the being out of the open and being close range, but it's also the fact that in order to avoid Freya's damage, right, I have to
change my position.
You have to change your positioning, right? So now your response has been forced from you against her, which gives her the initiative to be able to control your decisions, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Now, let's say we want to change this up, right? Now, we've identified that this is a disadvantageous position, which I'm pretty sure it's instinctual at this point that you can identify that. How would we want to change this up? What are some things that we can do? What are some choices we can make here?
Play cover, like left side room.
Right. Like you can play, over here. Is this going to be, pretty dangerous for you? Probably. Right. But that's still an option. Okay.
Get Sonic Arrow. You can push that.
You can also take this position up here.
This one's better.
Yeah, it's better and why is it better? Because it gives you, large sight line, and it gives you a lot more options as to the spaces that we can kind of shoot at and, control, right? Okay. But so then let's kind of think about this in terms of this way. So you said we said like between these two options, right? So playing up here in this position with this sight line, and then playing down here in this position with this sight line, right? You said that you can position over here and do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What options would this position give you?
It's kind of higher risk, higher reward, I'd say, because while it's more dangerous, there's a way more high of a chance I'm gonna hit the shot on the BAP, and
Right.
just get a one shot and just win the fight off of it.
Right. 100%.
Meanwhile, if I go high ground, I get more consistent output, but it's less chance I'm gonna hit the headshot on a Freya or a Lari from afar.
Right. But also let's think about the enemy's options here. In this scenario, what options does the enemy have in order to be able to punish you?
I mean, they'd have to push into that room.
Right. They could push into the room, and if you're too close, you're not necessarily going to be able to back away fast enough before the enemy takes at least a significant chunk of your HP or takes you out of the fight, albeit temporarily, or maybe even kills you. Right?
Yeah.
Okay? And you'd be doing that all for the chance of just getting, a big pick or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're up here, you can control this sight line, and you can start shooting at these guys, right? These guys still have the opportunity to shoot at you, but you can kind of control the scenario, control the situation a little bit, right? By essentially saying, okay, I can choose now. I have the ability to use the cover so that I can get rid of the Ilaria's angle, right? Isolate the Freya, and only be able to take that 1v1 with the Freya, right? Okay, so it's going to be harder for me to hit the shot, but if she hits some shots on me, then I just go like this, and then it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this is less reward overall, but it feels a lot more comfortable and a lot safer. Now let me ask you this question. Right?
Okay.
Are you in a situation globally, right? If you look at the global perspective of what the heck is going on, are you in a situation globally where you need to get high value now?
No.
No. So which of these options makes a little bit more sense?
The high ground one.
The high ground option does, right? Because down here, this risk isn't necessarily that high value until the cart at least gets a little bit further and your team starts spilling out this way, right? Once that happens, this option down here feels a little bit more comfortable for you, right?
Yeah, because then my front line's going to be putting pressure on.
Exactly, right?
I can tell you what I probably did.
What?
I probably walked back down and tried to fight the BAP in that angle.
Probably.
Or I shot Hog, which is looks like what I'm going to be doing.
And this isn't necessarily bad. And then you start shooting down here. But the thing is, the beautiful thing about your positioning right now is the fact that you can kind of choose, right? You can choose to shoot at the Hog. You can choose to shoot at these guys, right? There's a little bit of an angle where they can potentially shoot at you, but you have that option now, right? You kind of use a little bit of the cover. You were saying,
hey, I'm going to shoot Hog now. And then if I want to, I can say, hey, I'm going to shoot Freya now.
Yeah. You have the choice. You have the option.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And not only do you have the options of the things to shoot at, do you have opportunities for value here, right? Like shooting at this Hog. This is going to be a big opportunity. What would happen? What's going to happen if you keep shooting at this Hog?
He's going to be forced out.
Right. What's going to happen if you keep shooting at these guys? This is going to be a little bit more complicated.
There's a chance I just get a kill on them. They're also going to get like scared.
Right.
They're not going to want to peek. They're not going to shoot at my tank.
Right.
They're not going to shoot at anyone.
Right. Yes.
Look at me.
So you are going to control whether or not these guys are peeking and where.
Okay.
Which means that they have less options or opportunities to deal damage to this. So, locally speaking, this over here is a really, really strong decision because, I have the option, I have the opportunity to kind of shoot at these guys, and I can maybe get a pick over here, and I'm kind of safe. So there's no immediate threats, and there's some incentives, and there's some rewards and whatnot. Globally speaking, though, you are protecting your Zarya, right? which is great. Now, again, your team kind of had some screw-ups in situations here, but that's a little bit more so on them than it is on you. I'm not going to kind of worried about that right now. Right? But you kind of drop down, and then you kind of flank over to this side. Now, I'm going to... Let me ask you this question. Is this a good idea?
I personally think it is right now. Specifically right now.
Why?
Because my Wu Yang just died, so this is the best way to try and win the fight, to equalize it with a higher risk play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. But most importantly, what kind of changed between the situation before when we were considering this and the situation?
Oh, the front line.
Yeah. Where's the hog? Where's the hog?
Hog's not there anymore.
Hog's not there anymore. So is this much more reasonable situation?
This is the easiest one of my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for I'm gonna die. Oh, never mind.
Right? Like, what do I have to say? Now, what else? Now, you probably should stay here, and you probably should keep shooting here, and you probably shouldn't be turning your attention away from this angle, right? But this is still, like, this was really powerful. You got the trade, you got a pick that's needed to equalize this fight right here because you made that higher risk decision, which is totally fine to do, given the situation and the context. And I really like this, even though you kind of shoot the wall a couple times. I really like the fact that you're staying outside of the LOS of these guys to shoot at the hog, to displace the hog here, right? Or at least lock down his ability to position here comfortably, right? Okay? Because this is nice. This is a positive trade for you where you literally have nothing that could go wrong. Right? Only thing that could go wrong is the slight, slim chance that the Roadhog goes right here, hits a perfect hook on you before you're able to react and kills you. Right? And even in that situation... Oh, what were you just going to say?
No, you can finish this sentence.
Yeah, I was going to say, even in that situation, right, the amount of... the kind of value of the opportunities that he has, that kind of scalar, is very, very minimal, right? And even then, he's going to have you're still going to be creating even more opportunities for your team as a consequence.
Yeah, because then Hog's turning on me.
All right,
it's a low percentage play for him. Like he's not gonna hit me every time. Okay. So I've been personally focusing on my Sojourn. So with my Sojourn, I've been looking for whenever enemies vacate an angle and whenever there's no one that's threatening me on an angle, I've been trying to actively fill those positions and take deeper flanks and take deeper angles, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And I noticed here that I killed Bap, and I know that Ven is on payload, and I know where Hog is, and I know where Freya and Alari are. Could I not just walk to the left side and into around the health pack area?
Oh, okay. So you want to walk to the left side and into around the health pack.
I feel like this is better. Like walk here, and then I can choose to fight the Hog, or I can wall climb that wall and then fight the Alari.
Okay, all right. But here's the thing: this is another option. This is another decision, and I like that. You're thinking. You're using your brain. You're using the brain cells. All right. Now let me ask you this, right? Okay, so you talked a little bit more about the opportunities that you got, where it's a little bit easier to shoot Hog, and you have the ability to keep going, right? You have the momentum value of being able to keep going and taking even more space. What opportunities would you be giving the enemy team in order to be able to make that decision?
Well, when I walk through is really the only place they can punish me, but it is a little risky.
Yes.
It is pretty risky.
Risky because you're giving them the opportunity to be able to do that to you. But if you can make this rotation comfortably, then that would be very valuable, and that would work out really well for you. It's a risky rotation, but honestly, it's worth considering because of the fact that it gives you a lot more options and opportunities later on. So you could go for it, you could try it, or you could just play it safe and just keep doing like this. Because either way, either decision you make, are you changing your the value of your initiative in this fight?
Not.
Right?
Not really.
No, right? Because you're still in a winning state. You're still in a pretty, really strong situation, really strong environment. You still have the opportunity to be able to put damage into this Hog. You still have the opportunity to put damage into this Venture if she goes back in deeper, right? So this Venture is coming and pushing back out. We're getting a lot of space. They don't really have the opportunity to take space from us. And let me ask you this. Why don't they have the opportunity to take space from us? This is going to be a little bit trickier.
Because I'm controlling that lane.
Yeah,
because they can't shoot the main.
Right. How would the enemy team realistically think about taking space from you guys right now?
They'd have to clear me, and then they could push through main, kind of, or push through the angle that they'd clear me off of.
Right.
But they can't do that because there's no one that can fight me short range on that short range angle.
Okay, let me kind of get a little bit closer to a fundamental concept here. Why can't this Roadhog just walk towards your Ana? Like, what would happen if he tried to do that?
We'd kill him.
Right, because what is he walking into specifically here?
The kill box.
Right. You've got an angle here, and you've got an angle here. If he walks into one to try and deal with one, he's got angles from 1, 2, right? He walks to try and deal with this. He's got angles from 1, 2. He walks to try and deal with this. He's got angles from 1, 2, right? Mm-hmm. The only way that he would break this situation is if he broke those angles, and the best way for him to do that is to get an angle on the angle, right? Yeah. By having somebody like over here to push out the Zarya. Right, it's going to be hard to get anyone to push out these two because we already have a pretty sturdy, heavy control of the space situation. For these guys, there's not really many options to get to these guys. There's an option to get to the Zarya by having somebody flank and shoot at the Zarya and push the Zarya out from here. But who's here to stop that from happening?
Me.
Exactly. Right? So now you're in an advantageous situation. You've locked down the enemy's options to be in opportunities to be able to push into your team. So at this point, it's just smooth sailing. If the situation doesn't change, you will not be losing anymore. Unless your team does an idiot, stupid decision, which generally, happens all the time. But this, strategically speaking, is very sound, right? So yeah, you can do this. You don't necessarily have to, but it's totally fine because this also gives you more value later on too.
I feel like it's just better because it allows you to snowball. Like once you win the fight, you're already in a better position for the next fight.
There will be times when snowballing is really, really strong, right? Everybody knows that you want to keep snowballing. You want to get all the kills, the ult charge, whatever, keep staggering people in spawn. Then there's also going to be times where snowballing is really, really bad, right? When you have an advantage, there's going to be kind of two ways, generally speaking, that you're going to want to look at it. You're going to want to look at it either pushing the advantage or holding the advantage, right? Mm-hmm. Holding the advantage is in a situation where you're going to be burning the enemy out over time, right?
Okay.
Pushing the advantage is in a situation where their enemy still has options to turn the tides, but you have better options overall, right? If the enemy doesn't have an option, like right now, the enemy has 0 options. If you make a risky decision that's not necessarily good, like let's say that you wanted to try and I don't know, just like run out here and try to like duel something, or like let's say you were playing like a dive hero and just like you're playing Tracer or something, and you would just triple blink into this Alaria to try and shoot at her, right? Mm-hmm. The problem is that now aren't you giving, while you're getting an opportunity to shoot at this Alaria, you're giving them the opportunity to kind of pressure you now. Yeah. So where they had no opportunities before, now they have one, and they have
pushing the advantage. But by trying to push the advantage, you're giving opportunity.
Right. But let's say that this isn't true. Let's say that like there's somebody else that's on this angle, and it's only the hog and this individual, right? That's here, and maybe like one other person, but you guys have 5 people, right?
Yeah.
Now does taking a risky decision by taking a risky 1v1 over here make a little bit more sense?
Yeah.
Right, because if this angle's left alone, your position, your strength, your initiative could be compromised. Right?
Yeah.
So those are the kind of situations that you want to be looking for, and that's how you would break it down. Do they have the option to turn the fight around? If so, go for a momentum play. If they don't have any of those options at all, just chill.
Okay.
Right? Okay, this is cool. And see how he pushed you, and you kind of like chilled out on that. If you were over here, I'm not necessarily saying that he would hit the hook, but if he kind of pushes outside of this room, it makes it a little bit. It makes it a little bit uncomfortable. A little bit. Yeah. This is uncomfortable too.
A little spooky.
But here you kind of have a little bit more cover than over here.
And then I get care for my team.
Yeah, exactly. And that angle is cheeky, and I love it. And then you just dink somebody out.
I want to see. I didn't see it. I was writing notes down.
Right. This one. Yeah. That's fun. That was fun. All right, and then you just dink somebody off of the back. By the way, I keep hearing that the Hanzo Storm Arrow sound effect for this skin, and I keep thinking, I keep thinking I'm actually schizophrenic. Like there's something going on because
maybe there is no Hanzo sound effect.
Oh man. Okay. Right, and then now looking at this situation, Venture's on your Ana. There's a Baptiste in here. Would this be a situation where you want to push the advantage or hold it?
Push.
Right. Because if you don't, what?
You lose it.
Yeah, you can. They have the opportunity to. So you're just going to try and minimize that opportunity now. Which, to be honest, you don't do. Exactly yet. You kind of decided to chill in here, like poke something over here for a second. But this is just wasting time.
Yeah.
Okay. And I kind of like the steal of the health pack, but
zombie walk into the health pack.
The zombie walk into the health pack. That was a choice, right? Okay. Now, let me rewind this for a little bit. I have a question. I'm going to ask you this. Do you think that you just made a mistake?
Not really.
Why?
I mean, could have gone height and then poked the back line as they walk out.
Sure.
But I feel like this is such a comfortable place to play on Hanzo.
Right.
So I just defaulted here, I guess.
Right. That's also kind of another problem. I'm not necessarily saying it's directly going to be an issue here, but you want to kind of ease yourself off of these quote-unquote comfort places or comfort positions because you have to position around the situation, not necessarily around what's going on.
I always comfort position on.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's not going to work out too well for you. Now, you kind of were out here, and then you decided to go over here to this position, right? This gives you kind of a little bit of a sightline on the choke, right, and whatnot, right? But what option does that give up?
The far left position and the height position.
Right. Well, I mean, you still can take high ground from here, right? Which would control this high ground side. But you've kind of given up this angle over here.
Oh my gosh, this is such a disgusting angle. Why did I give this up?
Right. But something tells me that you're kind of thinking about this in terms of like an opportunity, right? Where it's like, oh, I have the opportunity to do a whole lot from this angle. But there's a little bit something a little bit more dangerous about you giving up this angle rather than just the opportunity, and that's what opportunity are you giving the enemy team here, right?
They can walk this angle,
right?
They can take this angle, they can get a flank in.
What would happen if, like, let's say their Freya took this angle right here?
Honestly, we probably lose the fight, like straight up.
We might,
because it's such an insane angle.
It's a really, really powerful, really strong angle, and you need to be able to prevent them from being able to take this, and you had the perfect opportunity to do that while also dealing a whole bunch of damage to the enemy team, but you kind of gave that up to go back to a comfort spot. Right. This is strong. What else is strong from here is the fact is what options do you have if this scenario doesn't work out? Like, let's say that Venture goes back to spawn and swaps Widowmaker, and then you just notice it, and you don't have the opportunity to set up with like a sonic arrow or shoot her with an arrow or something. So you have to stop peeking. Like, where could you go?
You can go height still. You can retreat back to your team pretty easily. Right.
So you have options to go away. You have your position is very adaptable, right? You have options to, continue pressure on in the fight. Now you can't run straight into the enemy spawn from back here, right? Because that's a little bit dangerous. So that might be a little bit of a downside to your position. But at the same time, do you think that you can reasonably hold here for a long time?
Oh yeah.
Right. So this is
especially with like health pack hack and shit.
Yeah. This is fine. Right. Up here, it would be a similar story, right? Why would this be similar to this in terms of like controlling enemy options?
Well, you can see them if they try and rotate to the left side.
Exactly. Right. So you're pretty much controlling the space still by being up here because you're controlling the space that they would need to use in order to get there. Right. If there was like a Reaper or a TP or something that can go like really, really super fast and zoom over here, and maybe that would be a little bit of a different story. But right now, this is also fine too. Right. Either of these are fine.
Safe, or relatively safe. It also prevents Freya from doing that. Sorry.
Right.
I'm just like.
Exactly. No. I want you to kind of be energetic about this, because the more energetic about this, is the easier it is to get into your brain, and we want to get that into your noggin, right? So
listen, on Hanzo, I just want to become the boogeyman, sit in a room, and kill someone without them knowing. I don't know. It's just my natural inclination, I guess.
No, because everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to be like that. But at the same time, do we want that, or do we want winning games more?
I want to win the game.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Right. So these are kind of things that you kind of need to look at, right? Right. So we're here, and we can talk about your Sonic arrows, but I mean. I get the kind of positioning of the Sonic arrow here, where it's just like, okay, you can see if anybody's like rotating through this way, but also putting the Sonic arrow more so towards this side allows you to kind of see when people are peeking this way.
I could also put it like on the roof of that side. And
yeah, and then it would clear all three.
I've been working on it. I've been working on it.
I honestly didn't even think about the roof part, so good on you for that one. But yeah,
could clear the same thing and just clear the height and everywhere else. I don't know.
No, it's pretty good, but we're not really like hard focused on Sonic Arrow right now. We're looking at options and opportunities.
All right. If the Sonic arrows are bad, it's probably just like an autopilot thing. I'm not gonna. Okay. Usually, I'm pretty good with it.
Yeah. Let me look at this venture right here.
Oh, they come from the top, which guess what? I was not controlling.
Yeah, this venture had an opportunity to absolutely gut you just then. But she kind of screwed up the timing of it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
If you were controlling that, she wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But I do love this dragon, though, because what does it do again, right?
Clears a bunch of stuff.
Right. Clears a bunch of stuff, and it also stops this guy from being able to make any rotations out this way. Not that he would want to. Right, but at the same time, it stops a lot. It stops a lot of rotations, which we're gonna have. That's another really big thing about Hanzo. Okay. Right, you go up here. It's a little bit late. You notice how long this fight is when it really should not have been that long.
Yeah, I mean we should have probably just won it pretty fast.
Right.
Yeah, they actually have the opportunity to win now because I was AFK.
Yeah. But now you notice it, and now that you notice it, you can do something about it.
Yeah.
Right. And there's also going to be a lot of situations in this game where you're going to be, practically AFK doing nothing, right? And then the enemy is going to be doing a whole lot of things, and I want you to kind of watch out for those. I'm sorry to say that it's more common than I would like. Right.
How do I get 44 elims while being AFK?
You definitely still can, because there was a lot of times where, especially in situations where you were doing the right thing, you were really darn good at doing the right thing, but there's a lot of
AFK extends fights.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes a lot of sense, actually.
Right. So you have longer fights, more people coming back from spawn either equals more kills. I think actually, I maybe you were just a genius and you were just doing this for the stat farming. In fact, I just praise you. Yeah, it was all for the stat farm all along. We've been bamboozled.
Let's get that payload going.
Where did she go? Oh yeah, she went up here.
Oh.
All right, I'm just making sure. All right.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Yeah.
I think I would have had less kills if I played this game better.
Yes.
Yes. I think I actually would have significantly less kills if I played this game way more correctly.
Which is it's just funny, and it's really funny you say that, because there's a lot of like, especially with support players that obsess over stats. You can see, you can really tell exactly, because it's like you put your team in positions where they would have to, or they're dependent on you. You're like a drug to them at this point, right? But anyway, I'm gonna keep going because this is a little long. We want to kind of go through this. It's already been 44 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh!
All right.
I didn't even know. See, I did it there.
You did a thing. You did a thing. Right, but again.
Still
Venture, yeah, no, Venture, opportunity to kill you. Freya, also opportunity to kill you. right?
Yep.
Zarya turns away from front line to pop bubble on you. Lot of different things.
Frontline opportunity to push.
Right. But sometimes being resource intensive like this is okay. It's just the rest of your team needs to be on the same page, and they need to have be in a situation where they're kind of like okay to be able to put a bunch of resources on you to doing stuff like this, right? If your team collectively has an answer to something like this, right, that the enemy team isn't expecting, then you would be able to upturn even things where, even situations where the enemy has really good strengths and opportunities, right? But you're playing in comp. Like, this is not, this is not going to be expected. Okay, finally you've got rid of the little bug on your side. And you kind of drop off again, but this is like whatever. That's fine, because you end up getting that. And then you do a bunch of damage to that. And then get enough. Oh my goodness. You're just having so much fun. And doing all the things.
Yep.
Right.
I would have had 5 less elims if I played that better.
Right. Okay. Now, here in this situation, you're kind of AFK. Let me ask you this. Is it okay to be AFK here?
I think so.
Why?
Because pushing any further is extremely risky, and it just gives them opportunity to murder me.
Okay, but I think there's a little bit better of an answer that you can give as to why it's okay to be AFK. What do you think?
I'm waiting for my team to set up.
Yeah. But more specifically, what about the enemy makes it okay for you to be AFK?
They're not doing anything.
Yeah, so they're AFK too.
Yeah.
So if they're AFK and you're AFK, are you losing anything? No.
Nope.
Right. So this is a concept that I like to call AFK trading. Right. Okay. It's essentially in situations where, especially in situations where you have the advantage and you control the advantage, being AFK at times when the enemy team also has no decisions and no options whatever to do, allows you to maintain your opportunity to punish the enemy while also not giving the enemy the opportunity to punish you, right? Which is a big problem that a lot of other players have, is that they'll kind of run it down the second that they've realized that they're not doing anything. They'll be like, I need to do something, right? And then they'll end up getting themselves killed, right? This is good. This is fine. I don't necessarily know about the direct position that you have, because the options that you're going to have from a position like this are going to be very limited. If you are going to be in a position, I would probably recommend being like kind of more up here, but it's.
I usually play here, but the reason I'm down here this time is just because I have drag and I'm waiting for Zarya.
Yeah.
And if Zarya doesn't, I can go for something on my own from this angle.
Yeah.
When it comes to the drag, and then I can just rotate out.
Yeah. And that's totally fine. And that's like a totally fine plan, because you have the opportunity to kind of follow up off of the initial plan, and then you have a backup if that would need be. I just kind of think that the number of opportunities that you would have from a position like this would be slightly lower than have from a position like this, but this is also makes it closer for something like the Venture to come and try and kill you. Right?
Yeah.
So, it depends. This isn't a bad idea. It's not bad. It's just, your style, right? Right, but you end up going back up here anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just right here. I'm just thinking to myself, grab the wall, grab the wall.
Yeah, I know. Right. But your Zarya just left the angle, right? Now, why does your Zarya leave the angle? Because, like,
I have no clue.
I have no clue. Like, were you calming with your Zarya here?
No.
Okay, you weren't calming. If you were calming with your Zarya, I would have been like, man, this Zarya's kind of stupid. But in this situation, like, I don't think she like kind of knew that the Grav Dragon was gonna be like a thing that could happen right now. But like, if she just grabbed the wall, that would have been that would have been it. But I guess not. So if you're in a situation where it's like, oh, you're waiting for a Grav Dragon, but you guys aren't in comms, then I definitely would not go here.
Yeah,
I definitely.
I don't know. Zeb would totally grab that wall without me having to comment. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. But at the same time, you can't always trust your teammates. It doesn't matter how high up you are. Yeah. Okay. Problem with this position currently, I think you kind of get it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I like fighting Rams, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, no, but at the same time, you are kind of getting help from your team. Like, you can get help from your
Yeah,
Liang,
yeah.
you can get help from your Ana, you can get help from your Zarya. In fact, you're getting a bubble from your Zarya. So this is okay. It's just that you're also giving the Ramattra an opportunity to deal significant damage to you. And you're being resource intensive. But it's okay to be resource intensive right now because, like, what is the enemy going to do?
Zarya's there.
You know, like, where's the rest of them?
Yeah, they don't really have any follow-up, do they?
No, really don't. This venture did do something, though. So
I don't think that's on me, though. I think it's just, like, unlucky in a way.
yeah.
I need force up. That works. Okay.
Yeah. Right. And this is another one of those situations where it's like resource intensive play. Right?
Yeah. I guess Hanzo can be pretty good to be resource intensive just because of the raw damage output that Storm Arrow gives.
Sometimes. I think realistically it depends on just the composition in general.
Yeah.
Right? It would just be like, but Hanzo can definitely be like one of the ones that you could be a little bit more resource intensive with. Because he has like I think the big thing is just the wall climb and the lunge that gives you the mobility options to kind of come back from an angle once you kind of drop off or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's fine. It's just, again, this is only viable because of the fact that your team is playing in a way such that that allows you to do so, right? If your team is playing, especially if like you had like a Ryan one trick that was kind of going in and just like taking all of his HP off of every single trade, right?
Yeah.
Then like you would not want to do something like that.
No, definitely not.
Right.
But usually the Ryan is the resource intense one, and that's it.
Yeah. Which was a problem that I had with one of my matches for my team is I think 3 of my players, which were, you know, really, and I'm not necessarily saying that they were bad, they were like they're good at doing their thing when they're resource intensive. Yeah. It's just that 3 of them were trying to be resource intensive at the exact same time, and poor old Ben had to try and heal every single one of them. He was playing FNAF.
Kind of sounds.
Yeah, no, it was sad.
Sounds like some of my ranked games.
Yeah, no, I get it. But just something that you have to watch out for. I like this angle too. I don't really like this. I kind of like the swing out here. I think that this is fine because it controls at least a lot of sight lines this way, and it stops them from being able to do something like this.
Yeah,
right.
I also get a better duel on the Freya.
Yeah. This just kind of compresses your angle. While it is a strong sight line, this is just better for the situation because it controls and stops this.
Yeah.
Right. And then now you're kind of focusing on dueling a venture as opposed to, you know, this, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like, okay. Let me just play this real quick first. All right. Now y'all did kind of pop off with the grab dragon, but even still, you also gave the venture the opportunity to kind of push you out here, right? Which is not great.
Yeah. If I was on left side, I don't know. I think it would have been way better. So.
Yeah, it definitely would have been way better. The venture wouldn't have been able to do anything to you. Okay, this is good. This is good. We like this. We like this. I like this. Not going too far because that would make you easier to clear out. Playing kind of far back. I would appreciate you kind of using cover a little bit more here, right? Mm-hmm. But I do like the fact that you're holding this sight line, right? And then Cass comes to punish you, and you can do that. You stopped him from being able to swing out here and take this, and you also you also controlled this space, right? You're just controlling the sight line, making sure that nothing happens here that's going to be on your watch, right? This is great. Okay, now what do you do now that Cass is cleared?
What do I do in reality? Probably sit AFK.
Yeah, probably sit AFK.
What I should do is probably push through that room.
Take this.
Because,
right.
Yeah.
If the enemy decides to turn every single resource and attention to you,
they lose.
But then this, right?
Yep.
But what do?
Sit AFK.
Right.
I think about it.
Right. But you understand how in here you're creating opportunities. Here you're just like responding to enemy decisions. So the enemy has all the control now, as opposed to you having the control, and that's what we want to avoid.
I do it only. I only go in that room to deny the angle. I never take the angle.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Why do I do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. It's just something that you just kind of have to consider, right? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the times there's going to be games where you're just going to have to big brain focus on taking just angles and creative angles, especially on like Rialto. There's like a whole lot of different cheeky angle spots because the map is kind of so open, right? So you kind of just have to like you got to put a little bit of brain power into it. It's not too much, but I mean it's a little bit of brain power, and then eventually you're kind of going to be able to explore all of these different angles, and then you'll kind of know them, offhand. But again, right?
I look at the angle only when it's getting pushed.
Right, but
Would have never happened if I was probably on it already.
And if we look at this, like,
Give
why
them
do you
an
die to this, right?
Because I gave them the opportunity.
Right.
If I had scouted it earlier and I was playing from here earlier, I would have known. I would have gotten out.
Yeah.
Fine.
But more importantly, you would have been able to take enough resources away from the rest of this giant clump over here, such that even if the Venture pushed you, these guys wouldn't be able to instantly capitalize off of that, especially onto this. I don't know why your Ana is doing this.
It's working. I don't know.
Okay, yes, but this is kind of one of those, opportunity over. This is one of those opportunity over outcome situations, right? Where it's like, Ana makes this flank. Sure, she gets the sleep dart. Sure, it's cool, but like, she does not need to do this. Number one, like number two, she's just giving them the opportunity to just go look like, oh, free Ana with no sleep dart, right?
She has to do that because her Hanzo's just sitting AFK, man.
I mean, yeah. Yes. Yeah, I will say that. I've been this Ana a couple times before. I get fed up with my teammates doing, like, jack all off in the angle and be like, all right, I guess fine, I'll do it myself. Thanos picking up the gauntlet. Just kind of... All right, but I get it. It's just that, like, this, I outlining this because this is, again, another situation where it's like, okay, I'm giving myself a whole bunch of opportunities. What opportunities am I going to give the enemy? Right?
You're giving the enemy all.
Right.
Especially if you miss the dart, you're screwed.
Yeah, but this sleep dart is really good, though, because it means that Baptiste cannot contribute to helping this Zarya, especially in the middle of this fight, especially when she has, like, infinite charge. So that's good at what potential cost, right?
Her life.
Potentially. And then again, you're kind of walking like...
Sorry.
You're walking like headfirst into a Zarya beam.
Yeah.
Just I don't think we need to really say much about this.
Angle, I would have killed Bab because he was sleeping in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then they are fighting you out here. Right. This is something really, really stupid from the enemy team. Like, this Venture really should not be doing this because she just gave you guys like 30 different opportunities to kill her.
Huge opportunity.
Right. And this is kind of the difference between even like the highest levels of champion and like just general pro play, is because in pro play, if they gave an opportunity like this to the enemy team, the enemy team would just be able to like take that.
Yeah.
Right.
I get that. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I can notice the difference between, like, in my games, I've noticed the difference between champ players and actual pro players. There is a huge difference.
Yeah. There's
that's
massive
it.
difference. Right.
That's it. I think that's like the part that I didn't understand at least.
Yeah, well, because again, also pro players have a whole bunch of seasons under their belt. They have a whole bunch of pressure and expectations, and they have a whole bunch of coaches to essentially beat into them when they do stupid stuff like this, right? To just like not do that anymore, right? Unless you're Violet, but like, I mean, like, we're gonna ignore that one, right? But sorry, Violet, no hate. But
sounds like you're hating.
No. I would never hate on my goat. All right, but at the same time, this would definitely be punished in like pro play, right?
Yeah.
And it would be the reason why it would be punished, especially more than in champion, is because the pro players are kind of, their brains are primed to see things like these, right? So this is one thing that you would kind of focus on and try and improve, to like look at that and see the game at this kind of level, so that you would be able to kind of cross over to that barrier. And oh my gosh, it's almost an hour already.
Oh.
Focus this.
We're almost through round 1.
Right. Good damage. And that Venture is, oh my gosh, she is aggravating me to no end. Okay. Now, okay. Now, this angle right here, I kind of like this because it gives you a little bit of a sight line to do some things, right? It's very safe because, again, if they start pushing you, then you just kind of like back up here and then have your team, right? So it does give the Zarya the ability to close gap, but at the same time, it's not something that you can't necessarily respond to. And I say that it's safe because it's in comparison to an angle like this, which this would be really, really, really powerful. However, if the enemy decides to like turn around and try and focus on clearing you out, you would have to wait until your Zarya is in a position to be able to punish in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Which would then kind of limit your overtime pressure potential because you're sitting and waiting for that, situation to happen, right? Before you can go and kind of take this angle. So this becomes riskier as an extension. Right.
Okay.
But this is okay. Resource intensive, sure, but you're punishing the crap out of that venture, and I'm so glad that you are because that venture is aggravating me. Right? W Dragon.
Situational dragon. Rare situational dragon.
Right. Nice shots. I don't really like you playing here because it's just kind of a little bit close. But I mean, it does give you the sight line that you want, right?
Yeah,
it does give you the sight line that you want. I kind of get it.
I thought about rotating, but it was just like I don't want to take too much time to rotate.
Yeah. No, 100%. And that's what I was about to get into, where it's just like this is kind of where you were, right? So it's an immediate kind of next step right here to kind of give you the sight line for everything else that's going to happen. It's just that once it's just something that you would need to consider. I personally would try to do this because if we ever started losing the fight, right?
Then it's bad.
Everyone would just be sprinting over towards this door, and I just don't want to be in the door when it gets sprinted at. I would rather be over here on the side. But then again, also, there are a lot of skirmishes and 1v1s that tend to happen over here on this side. I just would prefer those situations because I feel a little bit more comfortable with the 1v1s. That's just, and again, it's a little bit up to preference. It's more of a strategic decision because both of them have their upsides and their downsides, right?
Yeah. Oh, I do rotate, kind of.
Well, you rotate. But this is honestly fine. I honestly think that this is one of those situations where it's totally fine to be in main because you have teammates that are controlling the side. Yeah, and honestly, this gives you kind of the best of both worlds, right? Where now you aren't getting hard pushed on, but at the same time, you also have that distance, that ranged angle, and you have the ability to rotate like either way. So I mean, I kind of like this sight line. I like this decision.
If no one's on main, then main's an angle.
Yes, definitely. Well said. And also the ego peaks on that. Okay, 100%. And you walk into that. But I
still kill them.
Yeah. That is a mistake, sure, but that's one of those situations where I would not fault you. Nobody would fault you for that. Like that's kind of like you didn't have enough time to kind of be able to make that accurate call, that judgment call right there. So that's like whatever. Right? And then the rest of this is just cleaning up, right?
Yep.
Okay. But here we're going to start going into a little bit more stuff. Okay. I like the Sonic on that door, obviously. Well,
how bad am I?
No. It's not that. It's the same things that we've been talking about, but we're just talking about this in terms of a more defensive application.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And I like this decision, right? Can you tell me why I kind of like this decision? Do you know why?
I don't know. If I had to guess, it's just because when I'm sitting here, I give Hanzo the opportunity to just murder me in one shot.
Right. When do you need to give him that opportunity right now?
No, there's no reason to.
There's literally no reason to. Not only that, you peeking out here would be a 1v5.
Yeah, because they're not shooting Zara at all.
Right. So there's no reason to peek that, so you don't necessarily have to. This again, you're AFK, they're AFK, everyone's happy. Or you're a little bit more happy than they are, but I mean.
Yeah.
All right. And we shoot this, and we shoot this, and we shoot this, and whatnot. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just realized that you just got put down to 6-7 HP.
6-7 at 6-7. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Anyway, I'm just gonna tune that out for a second. Okay. whatchamacallit, oh my goodness, Sojourn kind of takes this angle and it peeks you. Now, this is where I'm starting to not like your position, right? And can you give me a kind of guess as to why?
I can't do much, and I give no. Wait. There's no reason for me to, because it's just like, what is Sojourn gonna shoot from there?
Right.
When I can just drop and shoot more safely, I guess. Maybe.
But okay. So right here, this is kind of an iffy situation, right? Because again,
Yeah, this is.
who really has the initiative in this situation? You or the Sojourn?
Sojourn.
Right, because she's already peeking. She's already shooting, right?
Yeah.
So she is kind of locking you down. Does this Sojourn have the opportunity to do anything?
No.
Yes, she does. Here's why. Because who has the advantage right now?
Sojourn.
Now, let's think of it a little bit more globally than that.
I'd say by default we have the advantage.
We have the advantage over here. But what's some really, really, really important thing that's moving right now?
Cart.
Right?
They're winning.
Now, here's the thing. If this cart gets all the way up to this corner, then they can start pushing up and taking more space. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, how many resources do we want the enemy team to have by that time that they have to make that decision?
None.
Preferably none, ideally. Right? This Sojourn stopping you from applying pressure here allows them to push cart up safely. Right?
Oh, okay. So they can maintain resources because just pressing left click.
Yes, exactly. You want to hear my genius plan?
That's a really good sightline right now. Holy shit.
Yes. And most importantly, who's it out of the LOS of?
Sojourn.
Exactly. Right? And if you want it to be in the LOS of Sojourn, boom!
I never take this fight. I only take this fight when someone pushes into it. I notice that a lot.
Yeah, and that's something I've really noticed a lot. Yeah.
Unless someone pushes into the fight.
Right. But again, what you should be really thinking about right now is they're pushing cart. I want to make sure that they get 0 resources before they push cart. So I want to control some safe sightline that allows me to apply some safe damage. Right. This is not safe. This doesn't really give me safety or a sightline. What gives me something safe? This, right? This over here is another sightline, but this isn't safe either. What's something that gives me that safety though? This, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I remember I learned this for Tracer, where it was just like take cover and then shoot the tank from an angle. Kind of that was the idea I was taught.
Right. Okay.
That's kind of this in a way.
Yes.
Where it's like you just take a safe angle and then shoot whatever you can.
Right. It's almost exactly that. It's almost exactly that. Right. You're taking an angle and you're just shooting safely what you can, and the enemy team isn't going to realistically push you out of this position unless the Hanzo hits a really sick shot. But even then, especially if you're playing this well enough, right, you can get a lot of damage in, get a lot of pressure in, probably trade some cooldowns or really early for some cooldowns before their cart gets to the corner, and that can help you do a whole lot of stuff. The amount of value that you get from here locally in comparison is pretty low, but the value that you get globally in comparison is pretty high because you want to kind of get rid of some resources before the cart starts making progress, right? So this is a really good angle, and this is something that I want you to be trying to look out for in terms of practice, right? Stuff like that, right? And then again, AFK because disruptor shot, like this Sojourn is absolutely owning you right now.
Yeah.
Right. She is.
But what if I hit the headshot?
But what if I hit the headshot? And then again, we do the exact same thing, right? In fact, actually, I'm going to do it a different way, right? Right. So how many opportunities does Soj have? I don't have my pen, so I'm just doing it like in a really weird way. Right. So how many opportunities does Soj have to do damage in that fight? How many opportunities do you have to do the headshot? Right.
Yep. Okay.
Pretty simple.
Ooh, that puts together some stuff too. Because, okay, a lot of my issue on Hanzo is like, when I'm really like doing good on Hanzo and I'm warm on Hanzo, I feel like I can hit headshots most of the time, unironically. It's just about getting into the places where I can hit the headshots. And I never understood why sometimes I just can't hit any shots on Hanzo, even though I'm hitting all my shots, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's just because I'm not giving myself opportunities.
Exactly.
Positionally speaking.
Exactly. Positional opportunity is what's gonna give you the shot. And a lot of the time, especially in terms of mechanics, right? Sometimes positional opportunity is going to be one of the really, really big carrying factors as to whether or not you can hit shots, right? Because, again, if the enemy team is looking in this direction, what way are they strafing?
Left or right?
Right.
Towards you.
Towards you. And it's going to make the shot way easier. And this is just straight up psychology. People's strafing patterns are going to be, like, non-existent when they're just under no threat or pressure. Once they're put under threat, their strafing is going to be so erratic, they're going to be, like, buzzing around like bees, right? You just have an opportunity right here. Just beam some shots down. Just don't beef the shots like I do, and then you're going to be fine.
Yep.
Okay, Sojourn dropped like an idiot, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should push up here and then try and shoot the back line.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you definitely could do that. It's just then you have to also think about what opportunities are they
get the opportunity to do the same thing.
What opportunities are they getting, right? Because if you're up here and you shoot a back line, that can be huge. You can do that. That allows Hanzo to do this.
Yeah, he gets the same exact thing.
Right. Now, comparatively, who's going to get more value here? Probably you. Realistically speaking, you. But then you also have to think about this thing, right? Can this thing hit the slide and then start contesting you up here?
Yeah, she can just choose to not let me do that.
Right. But the thing is, it's also going to be like, okay, if
I feel like that's a good duel for me to take,
right.
though.
Realistically speaking, yes. But the thing is, like, the way I'm kind of thinking about this is like, if you take the duel over here, you're going to be trying to trade at least a certain portion of your HP in order to be able to hit these trades over here, right?
Yeah.
And if you can't do both, utilize the HP to hit the trades over here and duel the Sojourn with both, right? You kind of only are limited and relegated to one. So this kind of minimizes the amount of time that you can do this, unless you come over here and hit a shot on like the Soj first, or force Soj slide first, or the Soj makes an idiot stupid decision and then slides out as opposed to sliding up, which then gives you the space for free. So to be honest, there's a lot of states where this could be valuable, right?
So I give myself a lot of opportunities for value, but I also give the Hanzo a lot of opportunities for value. And but the difference is Hanzo's got less opportunities for failure, while I get more opportunities for failure.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Right. Now, the amount of value that you could get is much higher than the Hanzo's.
Yeah. But I feel like there's not much of a reason to, because it's a neutral fight right now.
Exactly. It's a pretty neutral fight, so there's not necessarily that much of a reason to. I would reckon, though, that if you do have this angle and you push this Hanzo out, you get pretty much the same exact opportunities.
Yeah, because then they're also straight.
Right. But then also, if you lose HP on the trade with the Hanzo, right, you can get it back.
It's less scary. Right.
Yeah. Boom. But again, you're challenging the Hanzo once he's already on the angle, as opposed to challenging him.
Sometimes I do stuff and I'm just like, "Am I an idiot?"
It's always gonna look that way.
Some of my gameplay just looks like an insano. It's just pressing buttons for some reason.
It always will look that way. It will always look.
But half the time it's working. Half the time it's working for some reason, though.
There was a time period in which I did like an unranked GM one-tricking Pharah, because that was pretty much just what I was going to do normally anyway, right?
Yeah.
I watched back some of the replays I did, like even in like low rank games, and I just like started realizing like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I look worse than the Plats. Which actually I think I was only in platinum for like one game. I don't know.
That's crazy.
It was like it was broken at that time period, the system, I think, which is probably why I got the unranked GM so fast. But it was I don't know how that was working. But at the same time, like, I was like, man, maybe I should be in this rank, dude. No, but it'll always look like it's always going to look like that. But either way, it's the reason why it looks like that though is because you have the mental availability right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you kind of jump up to try and hit this again. Right, now you're here. I like this position. why do I like this position? Because it kind of stops the Zarya from peeking out and doing something here. It stops the Hanzo from peeking out and doing something there, and it stops the Sojourn from peeking out and doing something here. Not necessarily that these guys are going to want to do that. It's just that the problem is that there's nothing real else that you can do, right? Like,
Yeah.
You've already kind of lost the opportunity to control this, or to control this. So in this scenario, this is kind of just the best that you're going to have, which is good in terms of like your decision making. Yay, yippee! Bad in terms of if you really want to win this fight.
Yeah.
But you actually did take the high risk, high reward play, and the coin flip came up heads. So I'm not saying that high risk, high reward plays are bad. They're pretty good. You just need to make sure that you hit it, and that's really good. That's really strong that you were doing that. I don't know. I think that this is fine. I think this is fine.
I mean, I think I shouldn't have even fought the Han. I feel like I should have just gone high ground in the first place to try and clear the Soj first.
I personally think that fighting the Hanzo is good, because this Hanzo angle was really strong in clearing that out, at least because
I guess it prevented Ana from shooting tank. And
right.
I wasn't seeing everything there.
Right.
Yeah.
And this angle was really, really strong onto your backline, and like you had the opportunity to kind of push this out by like doing something cheeky, which you did. So I think that was fine. This right here, I think, is also good too, because in the next hierarchy of who has the next best position, this is going to be on like the top of that list, right? So this is just like you forcing this out, or if you have the opportunity to, if you have the ability to, right? But then now that that's happened, what are you going to do from here? Which you hit the shot, but so I was going to say, okay, what are you going to do from here now? But yeah, I know you hit that shot.
I should probably if I don't hit that shot, I should go back low ground and take that angle we were talking about earlier.
Kind of, yeah. So it's like you have like an opportunity to like take a duel on the Surge. If you miss the duel on the Surge, then you can just go back down and do this.
Yeah.
Right. And you really like shooting these bubbles, dude.
Oh, I love shooting.
Right. Okay, Hanzo has this angle over here. Realistically speaking, it's just... Oh, you were saying?
Yeah. I feel like I can't do anything about that, realistically.
Yeah, it's just not your problem. It's just not your problem, right? So, like, you have a couple decisions. I personally feel like this, again, is going to be like another one of those situations where you're going to get cleared out real quick, right? Again, down here, this now is horrible. So, reasonably speaking, I think just maintaining and holding this angle, I think, is fine. I think it's fine to be AFK right now because of this, right? Like, I don't know.
I feel like I should push this up and try and go for a pick.
Right. But at the same token, what opportunity realistically do you have to be able to do that? Like, this is kind of like, okay, now you didn't know that the Zarya was down here, right?
Yeah.
But assuming that you knew the Zarya was down here, this angle is pretty much stuffed. Like, you can't really do this anymore, right? This angle up here, you can try and go for a pick, but given the scenario, it's going to be really easy for all of these guys to just kind of turn their attention to you and just try and poke you out and clear you out, right? Dueling this Hanzo is pretty much out of the question. So if all of your offensive options are pretty much kind of knocked down one by one, all you need to do is just still give yourself the opportunity to deal with these things when it matters. And I think that there's one position that gives you the opportunity to deal with all three of these things when they matter and gives you the choice of doing so. And you're in it right now. So I think that this is fine.
Okay.
Right? Like, this is okay-ish. This is okay-ish because you have the ability to climb up here and then just, like, reset that. But then your stupid, dumb-ass Lifeweaver.
Oh, my gosh.
I saw this and I was shedding tears for you.
I was so rage baited then.
You really were.
Like, I know my limits.
Yeah, I know. This was resource intensive, but at least you had a plan and it made sense, right? This is just like, because now what do you do? Now what do you do?
Pray.
Right, because they're in a scenario here where they have all of the space. They have all of the opportunities to take all of the space around the map, right? They can take this space on your bastion. They can take this space out here, right? They can squeeze you out of these positions until like you end up like towards like back here towards this side of the map. So at this point, once you've recognized the situation where you recognize I can't stop that angle, I can't stop that angle, I can't stop that angle, they're going to enclose me and then spit and like chew me up and spit me out. I have to give up the space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, okay, I gotta come and you know climb up here, and then hold this, right? Or like hold this. Right, or go back here and then hold this, or hold.
I've never
this.
held this angle.
Yes, yes, no, it's a
once in my life.
really strong freaking angle.
I take this angle on Sojourn sometimes. I never take this angle like ever though.
Yeah,
like,
I know,
and I know I should.
This angle, this is a really powerful angle. This is a really strong Ana angle, to be honest. Like it's
I've seen Anas play there a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of busted. Like you get like, so much control of like sight lines too. Like if you're on Ana, you can just like spam from here all the way back here to this back corner and deal full damage. It's crazy.
Yeah, you out snipe a widow.
Right. I mean, I don't know if that's how it would work. It might. It might.
Widow's got damage fall. I think you would.
Yeah, I think you might. I think this would be the range that you could do it, but. Even still, like that's like I don't know. You got options. You got to figure out what you need to do. The last thing you need to do is stay here for any time longer. That allows your team to like lose even more resources here. How long are we staying here? Way too long. Okay, you go up here now. And you kind of just chill over here. This is totally fine, honestly, because of the fact that your team is still coming back and you're just holding the space. I feel like this was just an early peak.
Yeah.
But then again, right, how are you going to control this situation, right? What do you realistically want to do?
Peeking is good here, though. Or now it is, at least.
Right, like right
just
now.
It's preventing them from doing stuff.
Right. It's kind of it's allowing your team to kind of go on and walk up. But like, what do you realistically want to do right now? How are you going to try and win this fight?
Ooh! Okay, hear me out. Go left, take left angle.
Left angle here? Totally great. Left angle here? Also totally great. Right? Boom, boom. Off angle. What happens with off angle in choke? What happens to enemy team when off angle?
Die.
Enemy team die, or
they look at you?
Enemy team look at you. And when they look at you, what do they not look at?
My team.
Yes. Unga bunga.
Unga bunga.
Right? Perfect. This doesn't do that same thing. Honestly, you also could just do this, which achieves pretty much the exact same thing. It's just that I kind of like these positions better, because it just gives you more range, more opportunities to choose who you have in line of sight, right?
I feel like they're also safer.
Right, yeah, and it is a little bit safe. It's a lot safer, yes. Right, over here, again, you're giving them opportunities to kind of push you, but you kind of have a little bit more access to backline and into backline space here, so this would be nice. Plus, it's also a really good idea to have that access to backline because of that, you know, giant glowy button in the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, and again, like I think shooting here is fine. The second that you see that Hanzo shot, like, now.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
No. Just no.
Okay, I think right here I'm just so focused on Zarya pressing grab so I can grab drag, and I'm just like tilted, screaming at myself.
Listen to me. Listen to me. It doesn't matter. You can drag in through walls.
I know.
It goes through walls, bro.
I'm so focused on why is my Zar not grabbing?
Right. Which is, again, another thing was like why we say focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Right.
You can hear me spamming it.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
My Dragon Strike is right.
Right, and now you kind of really can't stop anything. Like, again, once they get, like, these off angles here, like, you can't stop this angle here, you can't stop this angle here, they have that off angle advantage, and, like, you kind of just have to kite space. They just pinch you out. Like, it's just gonna be how it is. We have, like, 0 time left, so I'm gonna try and speedrun this a little bit, but I don't think that I'm gonna be able to speedrun this. I don't think so.
Okay.
It's just gonna be a really long video.
Okay.
Okay. Now, here's the deal. Current position, what do you think?
Generally good.
Why?
It's safe and it gives me a lot of opportunities to shoot at whoever I want and choose my angles and choose my duels.
Exactly. Right. Good. Okay, what about now?
I think it's still good. I'm a little too far to the right.
Right. No, it's still good, but has your strengths and weaknesses of your angle changed?
Little bit.
Yes. In what respect? What could you do before that you cannot do now?
Shoot Sojourn?
Maybe. Yeah, that too. But also, there's one really big one.
Shoot Cart. Wait, I don't know. I'm
What
confused.
space could you control from where you were before? I'm trying not to move the camera back. What space could you control to where you were before that you cannot control now?
Part?
No.
Building.
Building, right?
Uh-huh. I see.
Right.
I
Boom,
see.
boom. Just shoot that. Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely delete that, and then you can go back to shooting whatever you want. Now that you're out here, you give up that opportunity. So now, but it allows you to give you more sightlines out here, kind of. Right? Do you need those sightlines? No. Is this more important? Yes. So is the decision a poor one? Unfortunately, yeah. Right?
It's another one of those comfort places, I guess.
Right.
Just went to another comfort position, AFK again.
Yeah, and then kind of just, and then what happens
building.
to, you lose building, and then your Zarya's 1 HP, and then
I
goes
take
force out.
resources. My Zarya doesn't get any healing because my Ana's healing me. And then big, I cry.
Yeah. And then you get cooked
I
out.
die.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, you threw a dragon from there.
I knew he was gonna be there. To be fair.
And you start shooting things, and then, okay. So, instead of no brain walking in and kind of like just like straight up walking into the fight, where could you kind of go here? What could you do?
I mean, I could go to the right way more, and I could just control this entire right lane on my own, and then get better angles, and then be further away and be safer.
Right. So if you win the fight, being in the right lane over here is going to be really good. Now, what happens if you lose the fight? Is this going to be good?
I can still, like, kite a bunch, and it's further away.
A little bit. Like, if you're out here, maybe. But then the Hanzo's kind of going to have a little bit more of an angle on you. The Ana could also kind of push up on you. So it's a little bit riskier to kind of to play out here when you're going to lose the fight, right? Especially if, like, they start pushing through main this way, because of the Zarya just, like, hard W's in. By the time you start walking back out here, the Zarya's going to be able to meet you in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? Now, contrast that with this angle, where if you start losing the fight from over here, then you're going to have a really good next position, right? Problem is that you're not in the position for the current fight right now.
It's not good for this one.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of situations where you're going to have to choose, right? You're going to have to make a choice when it comes to your angle, where it's like, do you think that are you going to bank on us winning the fight? If so, raise. If not, fold. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of where the strategy of the angle situation positioning kind of comes in, where it's like it comes in based off of your predictions of what's going to happen, what the options the enemy have, what options you have, balancing all of those numbers and all of that data, and then kind of making a generalized decision based off of that. It's very hard. I'm not going to sit here and imagine that it's easy. It's very hard, right? But the second that
you just feel it out,
you become, the second that you kind of like, if you actually do really master this kind of concept and understanding of it, you become like the Magnus Carlsen of the game, like almost immediately, right? You will have such an ability to kind of strategically be able to maneuver. It would be insane, and that's offset by how difficult it is to understand this, right?
Yeah.
And especially how difficult it is to do it in the moment. Like that. Like that's just crazy.
You got to know how to strategically raise or fold and then execute depending on whatever you choose. It seems kind of impossible.
Kind of, right? Kind of. But that's the beauty of the game, because it means that it's not going to be that possible for your enemies either. Right?
Yeah.
So that makes the game playable. Except unless you're playing into my duo, which I still don't know how the heck he does this. Like, no, like I'm telling you, my guy can think about all of this stuff in like a fraction of the second. It's crazy. The only thing that's holding this back is this guy's horrible dog aim. If the second that this guy's able to aim, it's over. It's over. And then your Life Weaver kind of does that again. Honestly,
it's probably fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
both. It's probably bad in both ways.
Yeah. Either way, it's...
Right. This is also just another one of those situations banking on the fact that your team is probably going to try and win the fight with you, or that you're going to be able to try and get a pick to try to trade or equalize. You're still trying to win the fight here. This is kind of like racing here, whereas instead, folding would have been back here, and that kind of probably would have been more sustainable for you, right? But you did it. You hit the shot.
Go for headshot.
And you're still kind of doing it. And then you just struggle to put a Sonic arrow down the whole time.
I've done that a lot. I've done.
Yeah, your brain just kind of goes for a loop. Okay. All right.
Always raise.
All right. All right. Okay. We're gonna. I want you to. I'm gonna slow this down. I'm gonna have you look at this, and I'm gonna ask you whether or not you thought it was a good decision after the fact.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Okay. What do you think about this? About this decision?
I like it.
Why?
Because there's very little risk.
Very little risk.
And
yeah.
I can just, if I get the headshot there, we can just keep snowballing, and then we push them back even further, and then it wastes a lot of time.
Right. Right. Now you said very little risk. Now remember when we were talking about risk earlier? What the thing that you brought up was?
Oh. Okay. Wait. Let me back it up. I don't like.
Why?
Because it gives unnecessary opportunity when realistically I could just go play either the little comfort area I like normally, or I could play in building more normally.
Right.
It'd be better. I don't know if I think far right side would have been best, to be honest.
Okay, but let's focus on this decision right now. And you said that you kind of changed up your decision. What specifically about this kind of changes things?
What do you mean?
You had thought about it earlier and you were like, okay, I like this decision. There's not really any risk associated. But then I started kind of talking about like what you were talking about before when I started bringing up the questions about what makes things risky. What's something that you said there? You said that that you're giving up opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. What are you giving up by making this play?
I'm giving up my ability to position elsewhere and get better, like, fight winning positions rather than early cheesy pick position. Right,
exactly. Now, how successful is this early cheesy pick position going to be?
What do you mean?
Like, how consistent is it going to be, generally speaking, this early cheesy pick position?
50-50.
50-50, right? And what opportunities are you kind of giving the enemy here?
It's more so the ability they get to walk up for free now.
Yeah.
I went for the cheese play, and cheese play is 50-50, and now they get to walk up for free.
Right. But here's the idea behind this, and the reason why I kind of say it's a poor decision, right?
Okay.
It's because you made this cheese play. The cheese play was kind of 50-50, right? But to be real here, you haven't really put yourself in any position to like realistically make the cheese play work besides just straight up raw aim. You're just hoping that you just hit a shot, right?
Yeah.
What does the enemy have the ability to do now? Well, I mean, Sojourn and Zarya can kind of peek at you and shoot at you. Zarya can walk, right? And this isn't going to take away from anything because Zarya is probably already going to be walking in this position anyway, right? Yang could probably hit a shot up on you and whatnot, right? If they still have Hanzo, like Hanzo was up here, which he's not, right? But what if he was? He might have been able to hit a headshot if you were like peeking through this lane, right? But maybe if he was like up in this window for some unknown reason, because I know that there's probably going to be some Hanzo that's going to predict that you're going to do that, right? Like some freaking genius or psychopath, right? It's gonna predict that, and then probably trying to shoot you, right? Probably both, right? And then there's gonna be situations like that, and then you're just not going to consistently be able to get value off of this angle, right? Which is going to take away time from you positioning yourself like right here and then just hitting a dink.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just
either way I get the chance to hit the dink. It's just
Right. You get a chance to hit the dink either way. It's just that one way is cheesy and then gives the enemy team a whole bunch of space. The other way is a lot safer and gives you opportunities after that. It gives you a next step.
Think about how tilted that social really.
And I'm now realizing that this is the third time this week that I'm looking at a VOD on Rialto. And I'm saying like the exact same things over and over and over again. I'm gonna have like I'll be a Rialto specialist, right? Okay, now current position. What are you thinking?
Good.
Why you say that?
Because if they try to push me, they get shot in the back and they can't really, and they lose power positions. So I can just stand here, rage bait, get opportunities, and they don't really get any opportunity on me.
Right. Okay. Now, here's where it starts to get a little bit harder and a little bit more complicated, right?
Okay.
You said you said that, if the enemy tries to push onto you and tries to push up to shoot you, then they got shot at with your team. And that is really great and really insightful in the short term, right? In the long term, not so much. And there's a reason why. Because
they'll take the right angles and the
right. And what happens when they take the right angles and they start taking the right angles out here, right?
Then they don't have to turn their back and they'll put pressure on that angle, and then someone can put pressure on me directly from a safe angle.
Right. And they can start pressuring you from like back here and whatnot.
Yep.
All right. And here's the deal: is that once they kind of get all these positions and they can kind of get around here and they kind of scoot up around here, once they cleared this angle, then they will clear you out as a consequence because you are using the lack of pressure in this angle as a safety, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this is kind of you're kind of in a scenario, right, where you were just I'm sorry, 1 second, let me reorient that. Right. You're essentially in a situation where you're kind of utilizing the lack of pressure on this like one particular angle right here as like is a cover of sorts to allow you to take this angle, and all it takes for the enemy team to kind of push in and clear this is just to like walk over here, and then now your position you have to leave the position, right? So your position isn't very sustainable. Okay. How could you potentially make this better?
I mean, I still think you can start around here, but you'd have to start further back. Like, maybe even further right, like maybe behind these boxes.
Like something like this, kind
right
of?
here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is fine.
Maybe a little further left.
It gives you a little bit more cover.
You want to see that angle.
Right. But same general position.
But you still want to pressure.
Right.
You still want to pressure. You want to be able to pressure.
Same general position. This gives you a little bit more cover. And I mean, like, this is nice. It's a little bit ratty. But I mean, like, it's okay. Right. Now, you want to hear my idea?
Okay.
First of all, I want you to look at where your Bastion and your Zarya are. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Here. Risky? Yeah. But what happens if they start putting pressure into you?
They have to turn around. And they actually get shot in the back.
Right. In the terms of chess, this is a gambit. You get it?
Yeah.
Right.
It's I feel like it's not even that high risk though.
I
mean, I'm
don't
not
feel
gonna
like
lie.
it's that high risk that either. The only thing that's realistically high risk about this situation is that the Zarya turns around and starts trying to push you out, and if your team stands there like
I
an
mean,
idiot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not even high risk because they're just gonna push into that and they'll lose all their space and then they just lose the fight off that.
Right, right. And especially because they have, what do they have right now? They have a positional advantage. And you taking this position right here, which they have left free because no one's here right now, right?
Yeah.
They will trade that positional advantage to be able to stop you from dealing damage to their backline. And as such, your team can trade, you can take that trade of you being under threat by taking this space. Right? It's kind of a 200 IQ move right there, right? It does require you to trust in your teammates a little bit, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I trust all my teammates. You just have to, because if you don't, you're not gonna make the right play.
Yeah, no, okay. I will say you only trust your teammates to do what the bare minimum of what you would expect them to do. Anything more than that, no, I would not trust my teammates at all, right? If you trust them to do the bare minimum of their jobs, that's pretty much about it, right? And it's an hour 40. Oh goodness, this video is gonna be long. Right. Okay. Right. But let me ask you this: you getting this kill, is this realistically something that you yourself?
This is me getting away with murder.
Yes.
I'm just getting away with murder.
That is you getting away with murder. Yes, 100%. Right. The Sojourn just fed you the opportunity on a silver platter. Right. That's pretty much what that is. Right.
I'm now realizing that a lot of what makes me good is just getting away with murder because someone gives me a headshot on a silver platter.
Exactly. And the way that you get better is by being able to still do that while also being able to get headshots even when they're not spoon-fed to you.
Yeah.
Right. And the only way that you can do that is by putting yourself in these positions strategically as opposed to just opportunistically. Right. Which you're about to do just that. Problem is, you do get this trade, sure.
It's late.
Way late. Right. We use Nano, we use Grab.
Already gone.
We use Nano, we use Grab, we lose Zarya. Right? So Hanzo gets this angle. Right? Realistically speaking, your kill on the Sojourn, your cheeky trade kill on the Sojourn is what allows us to win this fight. But that's not something that you can bank on. Right?
Yeah.
We lost one, and we're down 2 ults now to get into a fight where that realistically was supposed to be winnable because the enemy screwed up by leaving the space open.
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot here. Nice. Likey, me likey. Shoot up here. That's totally fine. What you doing?
I get Hanzo now.
What you doing?
I ain't thinking that's for sure.
Stop this. Like, dude, I don't even care if you have to, like, just solo dragon the Zarya. Like, solo dragon the Zarya. It's fine. If she gets pushed off of this high ground and has to drop, or if she dies, right? That's, like, so much W value. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because now we take control of the space for free.
If I solo drag that Zarya and she just jumps off height and has to re-walk up the stairs, that's still like a 20-second. Like, even if we get nothing out of it, that's 20 seconds, you know?
Yeah. Or which more realistically she's going to do, is she's just going to commit to taking the fight down here, which then allows your team to walk all over her.
Which just sucks and then you lose.
Right. And that's kind of the value of Hanzo's ultimate, realistically, and that's just kind of the value of an ultimate in general, is the fact that you can take these situations which realistically aren't supposed to be in your favor, press a button, and then kind of flip them. But the amount to which you can flip them and the amount of opportunity to which you can minimize is only really an extension of what you can already do yourself, right? Like, to be honest, you already can do this and stop this Zarya from, holding the space. It's just going to be a lot harder, and you're going to give them a lot more opportunities to kill you, right? Using an ultimate to do so just makes it a little bit more safer. But you need to think about this. Now, I like this dragon. I don't like where you went. I would like the dragon here if you just held this corner and did it behind this wall, because now you keep the angle and you can push the Zarya out from the high ground, but now you've completely given up the high ground in general, and then puts you in position to be shot at by the Sojourn. And now
I scared the Zarya off height with my aura. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what she's doing.
But now look at the if you look at this situation, you're extendable. They can extend and get to you. And what distance is the enemy? Not the enemy. Is your team away from any enemy that they can realistically put significant amounts of pressure into, right? Like they can't. Walking out here is pretty far. Walking over here is pretty far. They can go and try and shoot at the Zarya, but even then, it's going to be a little bit awkward, and they're not going to have enough time. So, of course, you get cleared out. And now that you get cleared out, you realistically need to go right back here. Right? Yeah, because like if they are continued to have this, then your Bastion's just dead.
Yeah.
Right? Which, this is nice. You got that back. But, again, because of the fact that you weren't there and able to do pressure earlier, it meant that they were able to react to that and just completely trade you out earlier. So what could have been a pick and then continuous, like, whatchamacallit, pressure afterward turned into just a simple trade, right? 1v1 trade. And that's what could have been, potentially 2 picks or just clearing out this space in general turned into, just a holding the angle opportunity. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was scared of them just all looking at me at the same time, but I realized in hindsight, if they did that, they would have lost the fight. Like,
right.
They just wouldn't have been worth it.
And it's really hard for you to just kind of like look at the game and then just think about things like that, because it requires a perspective shift, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about the fact that you could have won the game right there.
True.
Yeah, this is just going to be a really freaking long video. I don't even care at this point. Okay. Now, I kind of zoned out for a second there, but I kind of wanted to talk about this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this. I don't like this. And I
really
think. Oh, okay. Okay. Why would you think that I say that I don't like this? If we're talking like in terms of like opportunities and outcomes, right? Or opportunities and options. Why would I not like this? Hello? Hello? Did microphone just go out? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. Wait, oh, no, wait, we got him back. Hello?
Alright, I'm on my phone.
Okay. We got him back. Alright. I was this close to ending the video. It was so sad. I'm sorry for your loss of your Wi-Fi. May it rest in peace.
It's fine, we're all good now. We got the phone angle.
we got the phone angle. Okay, so back to what I was saying over here. Why do you? I'm going to say that I don't like this, right? Why do you think? Why would you think I would say that? What reasons?
Probably it's just pretty risky, and there's other angles that would have better sight lines.
Sure. Yeah, but most importantly, risky in terms of what specifically, or should I say who specifically?
Zarya.
Zarya, right? Zarya, if she ever gets the opportunity, just walks on you, right? And at that point, there's a whole lot more opportunities for Zarya to push you out of this space than you to push her out, right? Now, that's not going to be how it works here. But again, we don't look at the actual outcome. We just look at how many opportunities that you had in the first place. Right?
Okay, in this position, to be honest, I feel like standing in this room's fine to me, because I feel like if Zarya tries to push me, I can just back out pretty easily, and I'm pretty safe.
Right. Right, but when you back out, what sightline do you have now?
No, I'm just useless.
Right, what does she have now? Right, or what does she
Oh,
have
she can
now?
go through there.
Right. She can
Yeah.
go through here,
Yeah.
she can go through here, and she just has more space overall to work with. Whereas you just kind of
Yeah, that makes sense.
right, you got pushed out. Now, if
I don't know.
instead,
I guess
right, what are you saying? What were you saying?
I was saying. I guess like I think about it. I was thinking about it from the perspective like, well, if she's walking by me, I get like 2 free headshots.
Right. But again,
yeah,
you're
that's not the
banking
right way
on
to put
her
it.
making the wrong decision, right? You're trying to bank on her making mistakes, and the higher up you go, the less people will make mistakes, right?
Okay.
Right. So again, better position probably would be something like this because at least you would have more distance from the Zarya, distance from a lot of these targets, play to your effective range, right? And you have a little bit of ability to choose and isolate which exact angle that you want to shoot at from when and what respect. And you can also have help and support from the Life Weaver and defend the Life Weaver from this far if need be, right? You also have areas to
Yeah.
back up to if you get pushed. It feels pretty comfortable for your hero in general because of the fact that you're just playing to your effective range. Right now, this is a good angle for you in general to get some really cheeky picks. Again, problem though, you're giving the Zarya the opportunity to push you up, right? Which she doesn't take immediately. And I think a big part of the reason as to why like this fails is because she doesn't take the opportunity immediately, right?
Yeah.
And then
I noticed that. I like to try and dual tanks on Hanzo.
Yes. And if tanks don't know how to take duels, which not many of them do, because most of the time they just don't need to, right?
Yeah, 'cause
Then
they usually just win
that'll
for
win.
free.
But again, that is a skill check. That is not a right play. It's not a correct play a majority of the
Yeah.
time, right? There's going to be some times that you are going to be able to dual tanks solely because Hanzo's kind of busted. But
Yeah.
you need to know those situations. That wasn't a situation where you knew. Right. Poke them out, sure, whatever. Blah 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 blah. Okay, this fight's gonna be a really really important one, and I want you to see when you. I want you to tell me when you made the mistake. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Right now. Right now. Well, like 10 seconds ago. Like 10 seconds ago, actually.
Why would you say that?
Even earlier than that, I'd say. Right now.
Why? What should you be doing now?
I have zero opportunity to do anything here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at a corner.
Mm-hmm.
I should rotate left, try and look for an angle on anyone.
Okay.
Because anything's better than that, right?
Right. Here's my point, though, is that you literally all you need to do is just kind of like do this a little bit and just start poking at people. I think that that's fine because they're not really in a position to do anything either. They're rotating to one, so you would like to have some value here. But even if you can't fish for any picks or fish for any good damage, then like it's not going to be the end of the world, right? But now they just invested. They're gunning for space right now. So you need to get some really, really big trade value really, really fast. What button do you have that allows you to get really, really good trade value really, really fast in a scenario where you can completely stop the enemy team's rotation?
Ooh, so there's this little ability on Hanzo. It's called a Q button, and it's really strong.
yeah. Right. You pop dragon. You don't even need to pop dragon directly on them. You could just pop dragon a little bit in front of them. You stop them from walking up this far. It gets no help. This ultimate goes nowhere.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Little tidbit. Right. When it comes to ultimates, specifically in the fight, a lot of the time frames in which you're going to want to use ultimates or want to throw big giant cooldowns is going to be the same for everybody, right? There's going to it's essentially in scenarios where you can throw massive damage and value at the enemy and then get guaranteed trade value because of the fact that the enemy doesn't have the ability to kite it out or can't afford to do so, right? In those contexts, that's really when you want to use your really big punch abilities, right? That being said, because that's kind of a metric though of distance. right? So your distance from the enemy is going to judge that, because if the enemy is too close to be able to kite away from you, right? Or some of the enemy at least is too close to be able to kite away from you reasonably, that's when you're going to want to press your ultimates. The key thing that you need to know is the fact that your distance from the enemy is the exact same as the enemy's distance from you. Right? So the time frame that's good for you to pop ults is generally speaking going to be the exact same time frame that they're going to pop ults. But a cool part about that is the fact that whoever team's pops ult first is more likely to win, because in the time frame that the enemy team hasn't popped ult, right, you're doing a whole lot more pressure, which you can get something to, start, kickstart everything and get everything going, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is, because of these things, because of the fact that the ult timing is dependent on distance, because of the fact that distance is reciprocal, and because of the fact that early ultimates are better than late ones, you really want to get good at finding this timing and then popping ult the second that you see it, right?
Okay.
So in this scenario, they pop ult first, whatever. Responding with ultimates isn't always bad, especially if it's done really fast before they have the opportunity to get that value that they want. You pop the dragon now, boom, same time as the other ults, but you stop the enemy team from gaining the significant value of an ult because you use an ult for an ult trade, right?
Yeah.
This Pharah is probably going to use ult into your backline too, but then your team is going to have the positional advantage to deal with that, whereas their team won't.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? But right now, you don't do that. So what happens? This guy gets a kill.
They get all the space.
She gets all the space.
They can support the Pharah.
But now, yeah,
kills.
even if the Pharah dies, now these guys can kind of just walk in off the back of that and do whatever they want. And that's the end of games. Right? That's just way too late.
It was way too late.
Right. Way too late to matter. Okay, let's look at this here and try to quickly go through this. Right. Now, I want a majority of the answers to my questions to be you here. I want the majority of all of the review to be you here, because, all right, this is the time where you shine. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Right. Looking at the scenario and the situation, right?
Yeah.
Is this the best place you could be?
No.
Where?
I think. I mean, it's okay. I think it's okay, but it's the angle we talked about on the low ground would be better right now.
Right. Look at that. Right. Good job. Baptiste, headshot, headshot. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It just prevents them from helping the Zarya.
Right. Role plays the best Hanzo in the world. Right.
Okay, I'm proper.
Boom, boom. Right.
Yep.
Okay. Now, when would you have wanted to make that rotation? Right.
As soon as I see... Wait, can we watch through it a little bit?
Yep.
When I see Zarya jump that gap.
Problem, too late.
Really? Okay.
Right. Because it's going to take you time to get to this angle, and by the time you take this angle, like Baptiste isn't there, you're only going to have Wu Yang.
Okay.
Here's the real kicker. You start up here, you poke, you see that you can't get anything, instantly. Oh my goodness, my pen just kind of... All right.
What are we looking
All right. Okay, we were just like looking at the... off, right? I don't know, there's the center of the earth, right? Instantly, like, you see you can't really get any good trade value, any good picks, right? Instantly. Boom. And the reason why is because you know that they have things that they can contest you up here. If they didn't have anything that can contest you up here, then you just stay here and you just free fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they do have things that can contest you up here, and your team is playing back this way, right? Like again, back over here, then this is much better because it gives you that next step. Okay. Right. Now.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I push us up. Again, you're kind of not really doing a lot of anything, I know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to duel the tank again.
Pushed off. Still a lot of 0. A lot of 0. Right? That's you're doing. You kind of go back up here. Like, even now, if you could have gone down here, like that's pressure on the way. Right?
But that's just a free kill because he doesn't know you're there.
Exactly, exactly. And now we look at that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the kind of funny part, right? Where it's like, all right, we're here, we're holding space, blah 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 blah. We did essentially air to them on their walk up, which means that they have all of their strength when they're kind of going through here to clear out the space. It's going to be really, really difficult for you to kind of reasonably react to a flank from over here on this angle. But you totally can. And it's totally fine. And it's totally feasible and totally possible. The point is, though, that because you did pretty much 0 damage over here, this is going to be a lot more powerful. Right?
Yeah.
Okay?
And now they can follow up off of it.
Right. Now, especially knowing this, if you were down here, the Pharah flank, if she wants to kind of push into you, she would have to go first in front of the rest of your team, right? In order to kind of push into you, right? And not only that, she would also have to kind of like, you know, be in the LOS of the Zarya. She would be close enough. You would be able to hear it. You would be able to turn around, and then you would kind of be able to like utilize the vertical cover of this to be able to try and do at least a little bit of damage to the Pharah, or at least survive her until the rest of your team can push her out if need be, right? Up here, similar kind of deal, though. Not actually that different. It's just that she now has a little bit more options against you now. All right.
Yep. It's an opportunity.
All right. And now, because you didn't do that much damage to the team on their walk-up, they're walking up strong. Okay. Right. You end up losing space from this.
Yep.
Okay.
They can't take that angle, and then I just give more space.
Right. What about this?
I don't even know if I had to leave it.
Yeah. What about this?
This one's good.
Yeah.
They
this is
can't
good.
do anything to me.
Yeah. They can't do anything. Yeah. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, your Wi-Fi's back.
It just turned off my phone and reconnected me here. So
Okay.
now I'm back on my computer. I guess.
I guess that's how that's going to be working. Okay. So let's look at this. So you're here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Pressure down this way. Is this fine?
Yeah.
Totally. Right? Totally fine. Damage on Zarya. Damage on Hanzo. Right? This is good. Control the sightline. Stop them from you being able to walk up and do funny things. You're perfectly safe. Totally fine. Only problem with this is that it allows this far walk through. But to be honest, you don't have the opportunity to be able to stop this. So this right here
I gave
is
that up
okay.
kind of
Yeah.
by not playing that low ground.
Exactly. Right. Which, even though it didn't directly deal damage to the Pharah, it would have, over time.
Yeah,
but this is better.
Drained resources.
Now you kind of go back out and push this out, but this is an awkward angle to fight a Pharah in, right?
Oh yeah, especially because she can do boom.
Right. Going up here isn't bad. I'm not against this. I'm really not against this, actually. Right? And I'm kind of not against this. This is okay. This is also okay. This is actually more than okay. This is great. This is perfect.
I like this too.
All right.
Kind of pilot and walk into that a little bit, but
right. But I to be honest, in this context, you guys are doing a lot. You guys are doing a whole lot, and you win from that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna skip through here. Skip through here.
How did I throw this?
Oh, you're gonna see.
Oh, does it get bad?
It gets bad.
Oh God.
All right. Clear this angle. Now, here's the thing. You didn't find anything over here. Is this a problem?
No.
No, exactly.
We're both AFK.
Yeah, because you're both AFK. Perfect. AFK trade. Now you go up here, and or not. You don't go up here, but I mean, like you put your attention up here, and then you try and find value elsewhere, or you can even, I don't even care if you just like go and flank all the way around the map. I don't know, whatever. Who cares? If the situation calls for it, where this is a totally fine thing to do, then you might as well do it. All right.
Yeah.
But for now, we can get the value that we see. And then this fails. This is okay now, right? Because again, you have the opportunity.
Sorry.
Oh, dude, it's gonna get bad. Don't worry.
Oh, I remember this was tilting.
Okay.
Wait, I do this. This is good. I
Right.
give it up. And
Right. Now, this isn't directly going to cause an immediate problem, but same difference. Also, you know, this is your Bastion's kind of already here, controlling the space. You're controlling the space on top of the Bastion, which isn't directly a problem, but at the same time, like this angle out here, you could be controlling this. You could be fighting the Pharah if necessary. It's okay. It's a great strong angle. All right. Now you tried to go for it. I'm fine with that. And then you go back here and you fight the Pharah. And you fight the Pharah on your terms. So this is not the problem, right? This is not the problem. And you hit the shots. Right? And you hit another shot,
how did
right?
I lose this?
Oh, you're gonna know. You're gonna see. You're gonna see.
Okay.
Right? Perfect. Right? Perfect angle. Here's where you start throwing.
Okay. Oh no.
Right?
Climb
Climb here. Kill this. Kill people coming back from spawn. All you needed to do.
Oh no.
All you needed to do.
Oh no. But I like
You started shooting at tanks. Exactly. You started shooting at tanks. You compressed your angle. You went back here. So now all you have the opportunity to shoot as a blocking Ramatra that's getting pocketed. Right? And now but here's the thing. You're Zarya through this. You're Zarya through.
Oh, I
right?
remember.
Right. Walked in front of the enemy. You could have helped. But instead, Zarya through still. Walked in front of enemy team fire. Walked back, no HP. Gets melted. Bastion immediately gets melted. Right? And now you have... you just can't even touch.
This is like amnesia, and then you remember that at the end of the dream, it's like the worst dream you've ever had. Now I remember that game.
All right. Okay. So, key points.
Key points. I like going over key points. It's very helpful.
Right. Let's do this, and let's hope that my pen just starts working now. Let's see. Does this work this way? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Now let's see if my pen works now. Does it work? No, it does not. So I'm going to just unplug it and plug it back in and see if it works now. Hold on. Scuff Andrometa in for the rescue.
Okay.
Right. Am I a genius? No, I'm not a genius. Okay. I'm
Nope,
gonna have to
totally
update.
not.
I'm gonna have to restart my pen's driver in order to fix things. But
Oh,
I mean,
it worked.
Yeah, no, the pen works. It's just that my actual physical pen that I use to write is not working.
I see.
Right. Okay, so I'm just gonna try and write with my mouse, which is going to be horrible.
Beautiful mouse drawing.
Right. Okay, number one. Right. What's the first and foremost thing that we talked about this entire VOD?
Opportunity.
Right. Okay. It's not bad.
Nope.
Wait. I forgot a spell. More specifically, what about opportunity?
Like trading opportunity and okay, that sounds stupid. Maybe.
No. That's actually really insightful to say trading opportunity. But
so it's like trading opportunity in the situation, like depending on the situation. So like at the start we talked about how it's fine to have low risk, low risk, low reward opportunity for like when I was shooting at the tank at the start, for example, where they can't do anything to me and I get value.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this real quick while you're doing this. I'm gonna go to that and I'm gonna go threat down, right? So does that kind of encapsulate it?
Yeah.
Right. So increasing your opportunities, decreasing your threats, right? What's kind of like another big thing that we were talking about here that kind of like came out pretty often as well?
Me AFKing, how does that relate to like the terminology that we were using though?
Right, like AFK, and then I'm gonna say trade.
AFK trading. There.
Right, AFK trade, right? Where it's
There's
like
a lot of AFKing.
Yeah, a lot of AFKing. Some good AFKing,
ways.
some bad AFK, right?
A lot of bad, a lot of good.
Right.
In my AFK.
Okay. AFK trading. Sometimes being good AFK, but sometimes being bad AFK. But when it comes to AFK trading, we want to always be the good, right? Making sure that the enemy is more AFK than you are, right? At least.
Yeah.
Right. And then the third thing that we talked about, that you came up when it comes to why it is that you were taking these horrible opportunities, why it is that you were taking that you're AFK in a lot of these situations, and what was the thing that was generally causing that?
Kind of comfort angling.
Yeah, comfort angles, right? So, comfort angle bad. Right, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Angry face. Okay.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So instead of taking comfort angles, what I want you to practice is I want you to practice going out of your comfort zone and taking angles that you normally wouldn't take, right? Given the situation. And it might be good, it might be bad. I want you to put some thought behind it and try and work it out. But I kind of want you to wean away from essentially what I'm saying is that the second that you try to go to an angle because you're like, oh, I like that angle, instead think about, okay, is this a good angle for the situation, right? First of all, what opportunities am I giving the enemy? What opportunities am I giving myself, right? Okay. Those are the big things. That's the big idea, the major idea. And you want to maximize your own opportunities while minimizing the enemies. And that's going to kind of, get you and guide you along the way to making better decisions. Obviously speaking, you're going to eventually need to go back and review some games and kind of look at certain mistakes that you made when it comes to that regard, because this is not easy. But I mean, you're high up enough in rank to the point where this is something that you could be considering, right?
Okay.
So, okay, you're saying
one thing, raising and folding.
Oh, right. We can add that onto that. I can add that onto opportunity and threat here, where it's.
When it comes to advantage and disadvantage, that's what I wanted to say. The advantage and disadvantage, where on advantage when we have a good advantage, we don't want to let go of it. But if they have the opportunity to get rid of it, then we should try and push it.
Yeah.
So. And then when it comes to fights that we're losing, do I go for a strong angle or a weak angle? Reading the fight around that.
Right. I'm getting really, really good at this whole writing thing. It's interesting.
You got really good really fast.
Yeah. No, I was absolutely horrible at this at the beginning. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no. That's definitely things that you can be thinking about as well. All right. So this is going to be all. The video right now, as of right now, is 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 15 seconds.
Wow.
So, this is going to be a long one. Nobody's going to watch all the way through this one, but
I might rewatch it.
Maybe. But I will definitely be clickbaiting the whole champion Hanzo thing. So
technically, I think at one point I was the second highest ranked Hanzo in North America.
That's crazy. That's funny. That is really funny. It's really funny. Yeah, no, because I'm seeing that, but I'm also seeing the AFK that we were doing this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's interesting.
I think I got there on mechanics alone, probably. I mean, I don't even know.
No, the mechanics aren't bad. I mean, I've seen better, but the mechanics are definitely not bad by any means. You're hitting the shots, and you know the crosshair placement is definitely a strong suit.
I have no clue how I got there.
I don't know. But at the same time, it's just you need to make sure that you're not trying to just go for cheap stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right, it's something that you need to.
I got there through the Junkrat main method.
Yes. Yeah.
Just cheesed everyone.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's it. Just give him the Bastion main special. But yeah, no. This is you got to make sure you got to
not through strong fundamentals.
All right. So we're gonna improve the fundamentals. This goes a little bit more beyond the fundamentals and more into just like the strategic aspect of it. But if you understand that strategic layer and you start utilizing that strategic layer, you can kind of actually find the times where it's okay to cheese, right? Yeah. And then that will kind of help you out a lot more. So this is kind of what I want you to kind of work on, and I think that should be it. All right. Any questions?
No, surprisingly, there's so much, but like I feel like everything was pretty like extremely well explained.
All right. I like the little chess example where we found the tiles we did. that was cool.
Good environmental storytelling.
Yes. All right, but I hope that you have a great time with practicing these concepts. I'm definitely going to be clickbaiting you, and I hope that this helps. Keep practicing. Practice things one thing at a time. This is definitely going to be one of those things where it's going to be a lot of practicing in game, but it's also going to be a lot of going back and review, right? To build your brain in terms of understanding these things, right? And repetition is key. The more repetitions that you have with a lot of different varieties of situations, I think the better that you're going to do. We're not necessarily having a great job with the variety because it's the second game that we've reviewed on Rialto, but we're going to hopefully next time you do not bring me another Rialto VOD, and if you do, I am charging you extra.
All right.
But yeah, no, definitely. It's a good thing that I know this map in and out because it's my best map. But
it's starting to be my best map. I mean, I keep getting reviewed on it.
Yeah. All right, but I hope this helps. All right, I'll see you, man.
All right, see ya. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.